Hi, my name is Rumbidzai Audrey Muzengi. I am 26 years old. I am from Zimbabwe, born and raised, well, slightly raised in Zimbabwe. I moved to Australia in 2007 when I was 15 years old. So I work with a team called Real Talk. What we do is we organize mental health workshops. We are trying by all means to bring reality into mental health awareness. We realize as a team and as individuals as well that there's a rise in number one, suicide. Number two, there's just a rise in depression and anxiety in young people, and young people are failing to cope with the Australian community, and older people are failing to cope as well. So we came together as a team and just sort of thought, okay, we need to do something, we need to talk about this, and we need to find a real way to talk about the issues that actually lead to depression, anxiety, suicide, and all different types of mental illness. So we've been doing this for about 3 months now. We've hosted 3 workshops so far. The reason why we're doing this is each and every one of us, we've had our own individual experiences with mental illness. For me personally, just last year in September, I tried to commit suicide 3 times. When I tried to commit suicide 3 times, I ended up being in hospital, and I spent 2 months in hospital. After I spent 2 months in hospital, I looked at myself and I just talked to myself and went, hang on, why am I so hell bent on wanting to neck myself and wanting to kill myself? And I had to be realistic about what exactly was the issue, because I think sometimes it's so easy for us to look at the surface, at the ice, the tip of the iceberg, and go, oh well, I felt depressed because I'm broke, or I just got dumped, I'm not in a relationship, or A, B, C, and D. But a lot of the times there's actually other things underneath that are causing us to feel the way that we're feeling. So while I was in hospital, I had to look at that. I started journaling, and I had to look at exactly what the issue was. One of the things that came up for me was my childhood trauma. I was sexually abused for a long period of time when I was a child, and I never dealt with that. So part of my growing up and part of the way that I'd learned to deal with issues was to just pretend that it didn't happen, because that's what my brain had taught me to do. And I went on doing that for everything that would happen in my life, basically. So I had to take time to look at, okay, so if I went through this when I was a child, and this happened up until I was like 10 years old, and I'm now 26, and these things are still coming up in the same way. I feel like I'm in a cycle. What do I actually have to do as an individual to change that for myself? And for me, it was accepting, first of all, that there was trauma that needed to be dealt with, and then beginning my healing journey. And so for me, that's what encouraged me to then form this organization with my friends, to basically come out and say, guys, there are things that happen in our lives that we don't have control over. And if we don't deal with those things, if we don't heal with those things, if we do not develop skills to deal with mental health, we will find ourselves going through long periods of depression. We will find ourselves going through long periods of anxiety. And most likely than not, you will find yourself being suicidal. So we've come together with our different stories, our different experiences, and we're trying to make mental health an everyday conversation. We're trying to bring it to life. We're trying to get real about it, hence the name Real Talk. As a young African Australian immigrant, it is important for us to spearhead the conversations around mental health awareness and the cultural stigmas that are present in our communities. It is our duty as young people to spearhead these conversations, because it is to our benefit and it is to the benefit of those that are coming after us as well. I'm excited to have the support of Roots TV, Real Talk organization, in my speaking about mental health. Please join me in this conversation so that we can fight the stigma and mental health together.